Hello guys, welcome to another Warframe build video. Today we are going to be looking into Nova. This Nova build is pretty crazy. I'm really liking it. It's perfect for really any content, really. The survivability is there, the damage is there, the AoE effect that Nova can put onto enemies to either make, like, let's say for an extermination mission, you speed up the enemies, which is her 4, speed up the enemies, and then they get there faster, of course, so then you're able to kill them faster, gets through the mission faster, you're able to keep running them, farming whatever you're farming. And then there's the slow, so I don't know, if for people who are in a more challenging mission, maybe don't have the build fully complete or whatnot, you can slow stuff down so they don't get to the objective, stuff like that. So let's get into the build, shall we? Alright, so Nova. We're going to start with Nova first. So mainly Nova, for her abilities, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to unpack. One is the null stars. This makes it so you can practically not die. I think you can get up to like 90% damage reduction if you have all stacks, which is you just recast it and you don't need to wait for them to all be gone. So you just see it drop down a little bit and boom, 90% damage reduction on top of other mods that you have. Like you're not gonna die. It's impossible. Then antimatter drop. This is the fucking bread and butter. This is what we're looking for. So radius, pretty big. The orb damage is whatever, but what we're mainly looking at is the projectile multiplier, 10.4. Now, I've heard from other sources that it says the damage, in quotation marks, maxes out. I don't know if necessarily it does. If it does, man, I don't believe it, because this thing is crazy on Steel Path, and we'll get to why that is here in a moment. Her third ability normally is the little teleporters. I don't use those. I think they're dumb and they get in the way of teammates. They're not really that useful. I've seen other people kind of make it work and make it kind of broken, but that's neither here nor there. That we're not here using it for this build. All right. So we're going to use Eclipse. And again, for people who have maybe not completed the build completely, or just stuff's like really hard or whatnot, damage reduction, 75%. Stacks at that 90%. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Also, again, if you can survive with the 90%, which you should, the damage increase, 39%. More going into that damage multiplier for the projectile multiplier on there. And then molecular prime. This is also very, very needed. So if you slow down enemies, wait, I don't know if it's slow down or speed up. I think it might be both. There is a damage multiplier. So this needs to basically always be up. Now, if you're in an exterminate, it's a little harder to do because you're always moving around. You're going to be using a lot of energy. Now, defense, survival, ooh, very nice. Survival, speed them up. Defense, speed them up, or slow them down. It's your choice. Speed them up. But very, very good. Effect duration's almost a whole minute. So hopefully and how many enemies you're going to be killing with this, you should be able to get your energy up. Now, let's look at the build for her real quick.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
Shut up, Boris. So, I right now am running Arcane. We're going to start with the Arcanes. I'm running Arcane Resistance on here. Reason why is I was doing some Vitus Essence, I think that's what it's called, farming, and it doesn't matter your damage reduction. If they hit you with toxin, you're basically instantly dead. So, with this, you could walk into a ball of toxin and stand in it all game, and you will not take a single point of damage. Energy pickup, 6 chance to replenish 25 energy. If you have a maxed out version of Arcane Energize, I don't know why you're watching this video, because you're a real one. But these are super expensive, and they're always going to be. The way you get these is through fighting Eidolons, and specifically the 3rd Eidolon in the higher tier Eidolon hunt. And it is not a guaranteed drop. It is really rare, and you need a lot of them to max this out. Again, they're very expensive. If you want to test it for yourself and see how they are in the market at the time, just say, want to buy Arcane Energize. Or say maxed Arcane Energize. I swear to God, you're going to get a bajillion people that are going to say stuff in chat. Anyways, going to the build. I have just Dreamer's Bond on here. Squad receives energy regen, health regen. I like it personally. Prime continuity for the ability duration. Because we, again, Null Star and Molecular Prime. If you don't have primed continuity, you can just use normal continuity. It's fine. Flow, you need flow for the energy max. You really do. Equilibrium, health pickups give plus 10 energy, and energy pickups give plus 10% energy. Oh, also, forgot about this. Enemies killed will slow, have a 50% drop to health orb, and sped up have a 15%. So again, if you want to keep using your abilities, you got to speed people up. You don't need the health orb, so just keep them sped up. And that 15%, it doesn't feel like 15%. Let's just say it like that. There's always orbs everywhere. It's crazy. Molecular Fission. Now, this is one of her augment mods. So this is for... Yeah, wait. Molecular Prime Augment. Yeah, enemies hit by... I thought, for some odd reason, I thought it was for this. And I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah, enemies hit by Null Stars are primed when killed. Primed enemies will restore a Null Star charge and have a 10% of chance of restoring 2. Or a 100% chance of restoring 2. So it's going to use stacks, which it would normally, right? But then when you kill them, you get them back. So then you basically never have to recast this with this. Yeah. You always keep that 90% damage reduction. It's really good. Really good. Intensify, ability strength. As you can see, I only have it 130. You don't really need any higher. 82, what am I saying? Vitality, more health. She kind of has not the most amount of health, but that's why we have it on. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe you could run shield with that, but just in case your shield breaks, you don't want to have no health. And again, at 90% damage reduction. Ability duration, 24%, and then stretch for more range for the Molecular Prime, because again, dealing that 200% more damage is pretty crazy when you're using antimatter drop. So now we're gonna get to the weapon. Okay. Now my choice, if you have it, you have it. If you're far enough, use it. Parallax. Now, why are we using the Parallax? It's a good weapon. It's very good. As you can see here, people are using it. It's very good. Sometimes I don't even use the ball because it just does that much damage. But if you want to nuke a lot of things, even in Steel Path missions, and just wipe the board, this is the build. Now, Galvanized Savvy, maxed out, status chance on kill, more status types. We have Galvanized Health for the multi-shot. Now, that's not exactly to increase the orbs damage. That's just to increase the guns damage, because I don't think that procs off of multi-shot. Incendiary coat for heat. Whatever primed mod you have now, granted, you want these cleanse mods. You want the mods that deal that damage, because that's not additive to just normal damage. This is its own modifier. I don't know at what point when this gets added, if it's at the end or at the start, but you should at least have one of these on. Now, it kind of sucks interchanging them between missions, but I mean, in this game, you're going to be kind of going up against the same stuff, and you know what you're going up against. Just take the 2 seconds to change it. It's worth it. Shotgun elements. This is a newer mod, I believe. I don't know exactly where you get it, but status damage and magazine capacity, that's pretty decent. Again, that's why I'm running heat for the status damage, because I think the heat stuns and strips armor. We got blaze on there. We got shotgun barrage for fire rate and tactical reload and primary dexterity. On melee kills, it gets more damage. If you go into my twin croqueur video build that I have, I'm basically kind of running the same thing where I use this as a stat stick, put a bunch of stats on them, and then hit them with this, and they just, whatever. If you want to learn more about these, you can go watch that video. I can link it in the description. But anyways, you might be looking at this. You're like, where's your serration mod or whatever the damage mod is for these? I forgot. You don't need it. Now, why do you not need it? This right here. 50% chance to deal plus 2,000 damage on non-critical hits. We don't need crits. You don't need crits. Don't matter. It is surreal when you hit somebody with this. When it procs, which it always does, it feels like. It's crazy. Now, with that, let's go see what we can do, huh? We'll go load up into a little solo mission here, solo seal path. And let's see all we can do. What's a good steel path mission, huh? At 8 steel path. I have an armor on there. I really don't. See, here we go. I'll cut this out, but I'm gonna go switch the mod. So we're just gonna load up into this steel path mission, Kadesh, and yeah, we'll do it here. A little defense, you know, keep all the enemies in. We get a bunch of enemies all on at one time, and then we can deal some deeps. And we get a little bit of time to prep. You do need a little prep action up in here, but that's fine.
Accept your death, and you may yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
Shut up,
The
Tisha.
enemy is at our doorstep. You must defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive.
Okay. There we go. Put on damage. And again, we gotta prime up a little bit. Oh, I have a dragon key enabled.
Reinforcements are inbound.
Weird.
Hold the line.
Move and strike. We have to win this.
As you can see, you saw the orb, but yeah, pretty crazy. See, look at all the orbs. You never run out. Again, we're gonna recast our null. They just run up and hit me. Does not matter. And the ball needs visibility. That's the main thing that kind of sucks about this. That makes it a little hard. See, like, he didn't die because this was in the way here. So you gotta make sure you kind of put it in spots where there's a lot of range. Like that. Wave complete. Yeah.
Or the Tenno.
So, pretty crazy. Alrighty, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, that is. Thank you so much for watching the video. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, it is crazy damage. You can go a little more in depth, learning more about the abilities. I think I covered most of it, though. The augment, I would say, is kind of a necessity. It really does bring the survivability up, especially when you're dealing with a lot of enemies, like a survival mission where you're on wave 20, where the amount of enemies that are just eating all those orbs, you want to be able to get those back without having to just keep pressing one. You know, it's less, because you're already using your 3, you're already using your 4 a lot, you're spamming your 2, you don't want to be spamming your 1. I would highly recommend getting that. I don't know how much plat it probably costs. It's probably not that much. You could probably sell some junk, prime junk for it. I would pick it up. And yeah, guys, I mean, thank you so much for watching. Rate the drip. I think I did pretty good on it. And again, you guys have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, sub, and helps grow the
Sometimes
channel.
Ordis likes to assume he knows
Shut up,
nothing.
Ordis.